What's up?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Tier,
What up?
Adam,
Hello.
Traveling Exhibit, Carl,
Hey everybody, how you doing?
and as it is once again a Friday, and it's no longer going to be the first Friday of the month that I'm no longer here because that day's changing, so I'm just going to be here Fridays until I'm on vacation or some shit. So you're stuck with me. Suck it. I'm Sanguine the Keeper this evening. How are all of you doing?
I'm good.
That's good to hear.
Starting to realize that our older Democrat Party had a weird fascination with things.
Oh, yeah. So, Adam, you weren't quite in when I was doing this, but I was bitching and moaning because I've been noticing there've been a shit ton of people trying to whitewash Woodrow Wilson for some fucking reason. And it drives me crazy.
What are they saying about him?
They're trying to say that he wasn't as racist as he was.
Why?
And that he was misquoted when it came to the quotations in Birth of a Nation, which, by the way, I just read off the brunt of the section that gets quoted in Birth of a Nation. The actual Birth of a Nation quote uses a truncated quote, taking from one paragraph and then skipping through all the masturbatory scenes into another section of it. So the quote that is cited by Birth of a Nation is, let me find it here again. The white men were...
Wait a minute. I want to preface this with if you are weak constitution or prude, you might want to not listen. This gets really masturbatory. This is...
So this first bit is without the masturbatory. I can read the masturbatory section again if everyone would so desire. But the quote that is from Birth of a Nation, that is taken directly from Woodrow Wilson's History of the American People, Volume 5, starts on page 58 of the first edition. It can be on 59 of later editions, depending on your edition. So the quote from the movie was, "The white men were roused by a mere instinct of self-preservation until at last there had sprung into existence a great Ku Klux Klan, a veritable empire of the South to protect the Southern country." So that was the quote from the movie, but it has an ellipsis after a certain part. So after self-preservation, it has ellipses. There's more to that because that's what ellipses mean. It means we're starting here, we're skipping over a bunch of shit, we're ending
Of
here.
course.
And there's ways that these ellipses can be used incorrectly when you change the meaning of a sentence. That is incorrect. So if you take me saying, like, this is good when I'm talking about my dinner, and then you put ellipses, and then you take me talking about how Gavin Newsom saying to a bunch of black people, "I'm like you, I'm also illiterate,"
and a retard,
is bad, and you put ellipses so that you have me suddenly saying, "This is good that Gavin Newsom talked to a room full of black people saying, I'm like you, I'm also illiterate." That would be...
And nobody kicked him out after saying that is beyond me.
No, they clapped for him. It was even worse. But
this is just as dumb. This is just as dumb when Biden was running against Trump in 2020. The 2020.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
why are they this fucking stupid?
an incorrect usage of ellipses. A correct usage of ellipses is there's a bunch of faff that doesn't really fucking matter and doesn't change the meaning. I could quote the entire thing from here to here, and it would mean the same thing, or I can take the important parts from here, the important parts from here, and stick them together, and I get the same fucking meaning in a much shorter time. So do you guys want to hear the full quotation?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm going to start exactly where the quote from Birth of a Nation starts, which, again, just as a reminder, was the white men were roused. So this is slightly different. They did change the wording slightly, because in the original text, the white men of the South were aroused by the mere instinct of self-preservation to rid themselves by fair means or foul of the intolerable burden of governments sustained by the votes of ignorant Negroes and conducted in the interest of adventurers, governments whose incredible debts were incurred that thieves might be enriched, whose increasing loans and taxes went to no public use, but into the pockets of party managers and corrupt contractors. There was no place of open action or of constitutional agitation under the terms of Reconstruction for the men who were the real leaders of the Southern communities. Its restrictions shut white men of the older order out from the suffrage even. They could act only by private combination, by private means, as a force outside the government, hostile to it, prescribed by it, of whom opposition and bitter resistance was expected, and expected with defiance. Sober men kept their heads. Prudent men saw how sad an increase of passion would come out at hasty counsels of strife, an open grapple between those outlawed and those appointed to govern. Men whom experience had chastened saw that only the slow processes of opinion could mend the unutterable airs of a time like that. But there were men to whom counsels of prudence seemed as ineffectual as they were unpalatable. Men who could not sit still and suffer what they now put upon them. It was folly for them to give rein to their impulses. It was impossible for them to do nothing. So thus far, I'm not done. I'm going to continue reading. But thus far, it sounds very much like Wilson wants to fillet them, right?
Yes, he does.
Yep.
Again, this is Woodrow Wilson's A History of the American People, Volume 5, starting at page 58. I'm currently on page 59. And it's sounding very homoerotic Lost Cause.
It is very homoerotic towards the TNC's KKK.
And it gets even more homoerotic. And hello, Hellcat. How are you doing? Also, hello, Rads.
No Hellcat, no Rads.
Continuing on with the reading of Wilson's homoeroticism towards the Klan, which, by the way, he published in a 5-volume history of the United States.
Of course he did.
They took the law into their own hands and began to attempt by intimidation what they were not allowed to attempt by the ballot or by any ordered course of public action. They began to do by secret concert and association what they could not do in avowed parties. Almost by accident, a way was found to succeed, which led insensibly further and further afield into the ways of violence and outlawry. In May 1866, a little group of young men in the Tennessee village of Pulaski, finding time hang heavy upon their hands after the excitements of the field so lately abandoned, formed a secret club for the mere pleasure of association. Sounds like they're getting pleasure in other ways, or at least Wilson is.
He's definitely cranking one out while writing this.
I'm telling you, he over there just like, oh yes, please more. He's writing with one hand, he's jerking with the other.
Oh, yeah.
Secret Service like, sir, please stop.
He has to be a left-handy so he can jerk with the right.
For private amusement, for anything that might promise to break the monotony of the too quiet place, as their wits might work upon the matter, and one of their number suggested that they call themselves the Kolosk. Oh, sorry.
The Cut Clan?
Ku Close. I think that's the right way of saying that. Ku Close. The Circle, secrecy, and mystery were at the heart of the pranks they played. By the way, again, he's calling the KKK and what they did pranks.
Pranks. Of course he is.
So we're at the heart of the pranks they planned.
They were just doing mischief.
There was just a couple of guys. They didn't know wrong.
Kier, are you reading ahead?
What? No, just good ribbons. Those some good old boys.
Just good old mischief.
Yeah, what the boys will be boys.
My baby did nothing wrong.
Continuing on. Secrecy with regard to the membership of their circle, secrecy with regard to the place and the objects of its meetings, and the mystery of the disguise, and of silent parade when the comrades rode abroad.
When the comrades rode abroad.
Yeah, it's getting very much there. At night, when the moon was up, a white mask, a tall cardboard hat, the figures of men and horse sheeted like like a ghost, and the horses' feet muffled to move without sound of their approach. It was the delightful discovery of the thrill of awesome fear, the woeful looking for of the calamity that swept through the countryside as they moved from place to place upon the silent visitations, coming no man could say whence, going upon no man knew what errand, that put thought of mischief into the minds of the frolicking comrades. Again, frolicking comrades. This is not something that is chastising the clan by any stretch of the imagination.
It is not chastising.
That the bit that was clipped or that was removed from the quote with the ... was the chastisement of the clan. This is not chastisement. This is masturbation.
It's the Ku Clanity.
The Ku Clanity. Nice
the frolicking comrade.
You're welcome.
It threw the Negroes into a very ecstasy of panic to see these sheeted Ku Klux move near them in the shrouded night, and their comic fear stimulated the lads who excited it to many an exaggerated prank and mummery.
It was a prank, y'all.
They're calling the clan, and what the clan did during the first clan, extravagant pranks and mummery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
No one knew or could discover who the masked players were. No one could say whether they meant serious or only innocent mischief. Yes, because everyone associates the first KKK with innocent mischief.
Again,
sure.
boys will be boys.
And the zest of the business lay in keeping the secret close.
Oh, it was zesty, all right.
Here was a very tempting and very dangerous instrument of power for days of disorder and social upheaval, when law seemed set aside by the very government itself, and outsiders, adventurers were in the seats of authority, the poor Negroes and white men without honor, their only partisans. Again, the white guys that were willing to be law-abiding and
they were without honor,
willing to work with black people during Reconstruction. They are the white men without honor.
Yes.
And
again, I was told by someone.
Wow.
I was told by someone that the ellipses were just covering for the fact that, no, really, Wilson, he was against the Klan, and he just routinely chastised the Klan in his histories. This does not sound very chastising thus far, but there's still more. Maybe they'll pull it out at the very end, and it will all be a condemnation.
Does anybody smell pure copium in here, or is it just me?
Nope.
Remember, the line that I'm looking to end at is something to the effect of...
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Until at last there had sprung into existence a great Ku Klux Klan, a veritable empire of the South to protect the Southern country. So that's the line that we're looking for to end, where the quoted bit from A Birth of a Nation came from. And again, I was told very emphatically that it was chastisement was cut out. So we're still looking for chastisement. Thus far, we're just seeing
I haven't heard any of it.
Masturbating furiously while calling...
He's cranking his hog as furiously as possible.
While calling...
His hog is on fire right now.
What the first KKK did, especially to blacks, frolicking mischief, extravagant pranks, mummery, and innocent mischief. Bear that in mind. That's what we have thus far. So we just left off with the poor whites that were without honor, right? The white men without honor. They're only partisans. Year by year, the organization spread from county to county, from state to state. Every countryside wished to have its own Ku Klux, founded in secrecy and mystery, like the Mother Den at Pulaski. Until at last there had sprung into existence a great Ku Klux Klan, an invisible empire of the South, bound together in loose organization to protect the Southern country from some of the ugliest hazards of the time of revolution. So that sounds very much like the bit that I said it ended with in the movie quote, right? Yeah, the movie quote that had it a bit wrong. It changed the wording a little bit. It might be an edition that he read rather than reading first edition. He might have read second edition and might have had some editorial work done. But yeah, the quote from the movie ended with, until at last there had sprung into existence a great Ku Klux Klan. I just read, until at last there had sprung into existence a great Ku Klux Klan. So that's all one for one there thus far. A veritable empire of the South. Well, he got that a bit wrong, because the original, rather than a veritable empire of the South, said an invisible empire of the South.
That's right, it did.
Okay.
And then he goes straight to protect the Southern country, which that isn't quite one for one, because the actual quote ends with, bound together in loose organization to protect the Southern country from some of the ugliest hazards of the time of revolution.
He was definitely cranking out his hog over writing this.
Yes, he was.
I was told that this was The ellipses were meant to hide chastisement of the clan. Did any of you find any chastisement of the clan
Nope.
in that reading?
I didn't hear any chastisement. That was flat out masturbatory, and the fact that he was actually getting off while writing this is absolutely just hilarious to me.
Yes.
I don't know why that's freaking funny as hell. Did you guys ever watch the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yep.
Yes.
Great movie, by the way. I like the fact that it's a modern take on, I think, Dante
The Odyssey.
Inferno. The Odyssey.
No, it's the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Every
Homer's Odyssey.
yeah. Well, yeah. The Cyclops is John Goodman.
They're also the KKK racists.
Yeah, the three sirens are the witches.
The
3 girls. Yeah. And the guy's name is Ulysses.
Yeah, it's such a good movie when it came to that kind of situation. Because you don't realize what's happening until like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And it's such a great reveal.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
I also don't understand. I don't understand. Like, there were many people even back in the early 1900s that would do the whole like deal with the devil sort of thing, where they were taught how to play guitar, and there's a whole bunch of different meanings. Like, did he meet somebody from the KKK and taught him? Did he, what was his reasoning? Why was he called the devil?
Well, the deal with the
there have
devil,
been people across the world. There have been people across the world who have made Faustian bargains like that.
Hence the damn name itself, Faustian bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Johann Faust making a bargain with Satan for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
and he used that knowledge.
Yeah.
I like that kind of history. I don't know why it always fascinates me.
It's rather interesting. I will not lie. I will not lie.
But it's like, how do these people go from being a pretty much nobody who could barely play guitar to infamous overnight and learns how to play it fantastically? Or like, was it a trick? Was he lying to everybody? Did he?
Or maybe he just fucking started playing and he honestly got good.
It's like, Token, you're black. You can play bass.
You can play bass.
I'm getting pretty.
And he played the bass like.
Be as sick as you want. Just give me a goddamn bass line. God damn it. His sudden realization is the best part.
I fucking hate how they changed Token.
Yeah, me too. And now everything is Tolkien. Now, if you go even if you go back to every video, they've changed the subtitles to Tolkien.
It's not Tolkien. It's Tolkien.
Except for when Stan is talking to him, it's Tolkien.
It's Tolkien. Bullshit because it's bullshit. It lost. It's the edginess that they got rid of.
It's a cop out.
It really is. It really fucking is, honestly.
I feel like South Park fell off a long time ago, before the Trump thing, before the whole like. They are really focusing on this whole like Trump is having a baby with Satan because only Trump can have a small enough dick to fit inside. It's so weird.
Oh, did y'all see the what was it called? The fuck State of Union address?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
fantastic.
it. Yeah. I only got to see like the first like hour and a half of it, but yeah, I saw most of it.
It was fucking good, and Trump
destroyed
them all, nailed most of them to a cross, and hung them up to dry.
Trump just did some great pranks.
He really fucked them over.
Oh yeah, it was a brilliant one too, and the fact that he actually put the Democrats in a rock and a hard place, because if they stand for something Trump says, then they're sellouts. They're going to lose all their voter base.
Yeah.
If they stay seated, then that just proves Trump right even further.
You talking about the State of the Union?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you see how some of the Democrats were saying he was making it more like an award show? And it's like, wait, are you talking about the Medal of Honor?
Yeah, they're talking about the Medal of Honor recipients, who all of them fucking
They all
yeah,
deserved
their
it.
stories were amazing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was kind of silly with the hockey. If you want to give them a bone, you know, it's like I like hockey. I'm glad that they won, but
hey, I don't even think Trump cares. First of all, I don't even think Trump cares about hockey that much. But the fact that it pisses off the Canadians is actually
no, and he likes Americans winning. So,
and we do have a history of doing that. We have a history of, if one of our athletes wins big,
we have
beating Canada at something that their sport,
we give them ridiculous accolades.
We tend to do that.
It's not the first time that's happened.
But I wouldn't.
But everyone's acting like it is.
But if you were to sit there and say, oh yeah, he's tossing medals out, okay, I guess I can see it for there. But like the general who fucking had to use a walker, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Some of these guys deserved it. I think you know, and it is kind of. Oh, go ahead.
There was an actual person that I responded to that said that, oh, it was just too political of a speech. I'm like, it's the State of the fucking Union address. It's gonna be political, you dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most political speech in our country.
Yeah.
Of course it's gotta be political, you fucking wop. Sorry, I just had to get that one. But it's absolutely stupid, because it's every fucking, if you go onto the For You page, you will see every fucking Democrat just right now. Either they're simping for Bill Clinton. He's like, his wife had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Bull fucking shit. It's
like, bitch, you went there. First of all, you went there about 20 times. There's a full ass painting of you in a blue dress on his wall.
You invited him over to the White House a trillion fucking times. Look,
I saw that
Maxwell was a guest at her daughter's wedding.
Yeah, and I saw people were saying that it was kind of a trap set, because I mean, I didn't get a chance to see what Bill Clinton said. The only thing I saw he had said was he wasn't aware that Trump had anything to do with anything. But he also said he didn't. He also said he didn't go on the plane. So, but Hillary was apparently, I don't know him. I've never met him. And you should ask Bill. And people are like, hey, there's this photo of you with him. Hey, and he was at the wedding, and she's like, oh yeah, with Maxwell. She was like, oh yeah, she was a +1 to my wedding. And it's like, it's not a +1, just some random fucker comes over. Like,
you guys all, first of all, you guys know each other. Second of all, it's a day that ends in Y. Of course the Clintons are gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, and see, this is because I'm like, when I heard this and they're all like, yeah, you know, we got him on lying, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I'm still waiting for Fauci to get in trouble for lying in front of, like, nothing happens when you perjure if you have a D next to your name.
Fauci won't get in trouble because of the pardon he got.
Nope. He said those pardons are invalid.
Yeah.
Those pardons were declared invalid.
And still nothing has happened with those shit.
Yeah. That is insulting.
That's why it's like if something happens to the Clintons for perjury, then it's okay. Yeah, then I'm behind it 100%. But at this point, it's still just a dog and pony show with that because they're of course they're gonna lie. And then she goes, oh, and they started bringing up Pizzagate, that ridiculous thing, and UFOs, and it's like, okay, yeah, you cannot believe in Pizzagate, but the emails kind of point to that. Just like the email said, it's hard to get a meeting with Hillary Clinton that's discreet. It's like, well, they were just joking. No.
They are really trying to push that narrative, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's like I said, I would say there's enough to get them, but in the very least, perjury. Like I think we can at least get them on that.
There's enough evidence to put Hillary Clinton and Bill away for at least 15 to 20 years max each.
It's enough to put them away forever.
And that's why they were also bringing up Haiti and the Haiti fund, because that's a dark spot too. So
see,
that was actually her most recent, wasn't it?
What I would really love is if they were able to get him for the boys on the train.
What the boys? It's time when you got the.
Oh yeah.
Memory.
The Alabama boys.
Talk about it because you know the boys on the train. I'm willing to bet you know the boys on the train. If you don't, I do.
Yeah, it's
I don't know that.
So, I believe Bill Clinton was governor of Alabama, or he was going to be.
Yep, he was governor.
Yeah, and two boys were out hunting at night, and they ran across some people moving some stuff that they shouldn't have seen, and they were found dead on the train tracks. They said they got ran over or some shit.
Oh my god!
So the original version of the story is two boys go out to do a bit of spotting, which is you have one guy who has a flashlight, you have another guy who has a varmint gun, and you shine a flashlight into a section of undergrowth. Animal tries to flee, shoot the animal.
Oh, I saw one of the greatest fucking. Speaking of animals, I saw the greatest fucking thing about why is California broke and Texas is thriving. So there's a story. It's like an allegory story, but there's a story of a hiker with his. It's a government hiker and his child, and they're on the woods. They're hiking a trail, and a coyote attacks the hiker and the child. Well, they spend money to get rid of the hiker. They spend all this money, right, to try and do everything they can because of this one hiker. You know what the ones in Texas did? Shot the coyote.
Yeah, you hunt down the coyote. But so they go out to do some spotlighting,
which is illegal.
No, spotlighting's not illegal.
It's just heavily frowned upon.
It is frowned upon depending on the animal.
Yeah.
They were just doing it with like squirrels and shit like that. So
that's not a big deal.
Not even frowned upon. That's just you're going out, you're shooting small birds and squirrels. Okay. It's poor Alabama town way of spending the night. So they go out and no one sees them, but at a certain point the two boys end up lying down on the train track underneath a blue tarp.
Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all.
And a train's coming through. The train is rumbling down the track, and the conductor on the train sees that there's something on the track. So he starts laying on the horn, because if it's a person or an animal and you start laying on a train horn, it gets the fuck out of the way. Nothing moves. He's laying on the horn the entire time. The train is rolling down the track. So laying on the railroad track as a train's coming, you feel that shit.
Yeah.
Because big vehicle, vibrating metal, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And the train hits the tarp, immediately gets sprayed with blood and gore.
Ugh.
And they realize, oh god, there was a body under that. According to the conductor, after running on a train for an extended period of time, you kind of know what blood looks like when it's a dead animal versus when it's a live animal.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like
darker.
Dead animal blood.
It's darker because of the coagulation.
Yep, it's darker, it's stickier, it's gloopy. He said,
yeah, that's coagulation.
Like, yep. He said that it looked like dead animal blood. Then they realized that it wasn't an animal. And then they realized that it was two boys.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an investigation. The two boys are tracked down. Turns out that it was the two boys that went out spotlighting. So there's an investigation. The forensic pathologist for the case comes out and says that they OD'd on weed. And that they were just so high, they were completely catatonic.
Is that even fucking possible?
No.
Could not move. They were effectively lax paralysis due to weed.
That is not even possible. For one, you can't overdose on weed unless it's like the world's biggest blunt they've ever smoked in life, and that's kind of impossible unless you're Snoop Dogg. Two, you can't go catatonic from weed. First of all, I've never met a single stoner in my life, and I'm coming from someone who used to be one, that no one has ever died from weed at all.
So, apparently, according to the forensic pathologist, they went completely catatonic due to just getting outrageously high.
Unless it was fentanyl, I highly doubt that they did that.
Laid down on a railroad track, put a tarp over themselves, and completely dead to the world due to effectively lax paralysis due to weed. Now,
yeah,
as ecologists said, and Adam can probably also weigh in if he wants on this, that not a thing. That doesn't happen. Also, there wasn't a single person that would say that these two kids had ever even shown any interest in drugs, let alone knew where to get drugs, let alone were able to get a large enough quantity to become so stoned they're completely catatonic. So, go ahead.
I think it's, and I think it's a nice example of the first of the quote unquote Clinton kill count. So
yeah.
Oh, the story
the
gets
kill
more
count is
interesting as we
astronomical.
go. So, the case is ruled accidental.
Of
the
course.
family keeps on trying to get people to look into it. There's one person who starts working for the DA's office that does start looking into it. And then they're told in no uncertain terms to stop looking into it. They continue to look into it. A person comes forward. I think this is the man. There's several different witnesses that come forward at different times. I think this is the man that comes forward first. The man comes forward and says that he knows what actually happened and that it was a government official that killed the boys.
Of course.
And then placed their bodies on the train track. Because they've been smuggling drugs through that section of the forest. And the kids stumbled upon it, and the person decided that they need to be gotten rid of. So he makes that statement, and then the person gets a threat again. They continue to look into it, and about a few days after they get that statement, and they're planning on getting more information and trying to collect evidence from the guy. Mm-hmm. The guy's found dead in his home without a head.
Wow.
So they start to investigate that. The forensic pathologist for the area, by the way, same forensic pathologist as the previous case, comes out. And he determines that this was a suicide.
Wait a minute.
And that the man's dog has clearly eaten the man's head.
Wait, pause. Hold on. Rewind. Hold on.
Yes, the dog has 4 of them.
Wait. Pause. Hold on a second. Now, I'm not very intelligent. Now, I only passed, elementary science with an A. I went to college with a full ride. I'm not very smart. But I would think the motherfucker missing his head couldn't do it. So it's like,
well, no, like they said, the dog ate his head. So it was he offed himself, and then the dog ate his head. It wasn't that the dog ate his head.
That's even more outrageous.
Well, okay. First, I mean, it's not unheard of like a dog just eating at a dead carcass.
Yeah, it's rare, especially when it's the owner of the dog, but it does happen eventually.
Yeah, it does happen. But yeah, and the dog just conveniently ate the whole skull as well, Yes,
ate the whole head. By the way, so you guys are probably wondering what sort of dog this was, right?
It's going to be a Pomeranian.
A pretty big dog in order to eat someone's head, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking Pomeranian, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lap dog.
Chihuahua.
It was like a tiny little mutt with
Russell
a
Terrier
Chihuahua in it. Like standard.
I was right. It was a Chihuahua.
Dog. Yeah, standard mutt lap dog. Also, a couple weeks later, the man's head is found in a dumpster that they had checked several times during the investigation.
Sure they did.
Wrapped in plastic bags, while that dumpster had been emptied several times since the start of the investigation.
See, what happened was the Chihuahua put it in wrapping because he was going to save the rest of it. He only ate a little bit.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas, they bury bones.
Yeah, going through, and everyone has done it before. You run out of normal plastic, so you just get a bunch of, like, saran wrap or some shit, and you just wrap the shit out of your food, and then you throw it in the freezer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless
the dog's name was Jeffrey Dogmer.
Yeah,
but see, hold on really quickly. That's not going to work. Let me tell you why it wouldn't work. First off, in order to be a cannibal dog, you have to eat other dogs.
Yep.
Count Dogula.
You can't be. Again, it requires you eating other dogs. Yeah, be a dog vampire. You have to, bite other dogs. Like this, it doesn't work.
So
he got that dog in him.
Oh.
Now, one might think, given the head was just found after a couple weeks in an entirely different location that could not have been there from the start. Also, you have to explain how it ended up there in the first place. You might end up reopening the case because maybe this wasn't a self-checkout, right?
Uh-huh.
It's still ruled a self-checkout.
Oh, for God's sake, of course it is.
The pathologist refused to reevaluate it and still says that it is a self-checkout. So, that happens. Then the
society where a dog can't chop off his owner's head and stuff it in a bag.
Yeah, what kind of society are we living in?
See, and this is why I hope these depositions with these two, it at least opens this stuff up. I hope it does. I mean, the Epstein stuff is one thing, but these guys are evil.
Yep, it gets better. So the family now gets told by the one person working in the DA's office that they aren't going to look into it anymore. It was an accident. Everything's right in the investigation. Drop it. Stop bothering me.
You said it.
And they refuse to look into it any further.
It's already. I have to reset it.
Oh, okay. I got to keep really bad.
So the family decides that they're going to hire a private investigator. So the private investigator starts going through. He finds, I think this is when the woman comes into the picture. He finds a woman that claims that she was there, names the same person that the now headless guy whose head was eaten by his dog, even though it wasn't eaten by his dog, named as a person who actually killed the kids. She names the same person. The investigator didn't know that name. So it's not like he was able to cause her to name that same person. It's just as he was talking to her, she names the same person. And then later on, it was found out that, holy shit, this is the same person. So he starts investigating. While he's investigating, that woman is then sent to a mental institution. And also arrested on several charges. Also, police come to the investigator and tell him to stop, leave town, get the fuck out of there for his own good. He continues. He's told to stop, get out of there for his own good. Shit starts getting broken around him. Shit starts happening around him really nasty. He eventually tells the family that he's just leaving. So they continue on. Family's still trying to get it looked into. There's several police officers that they're able to convince to start looking into the case. Each time that they convince someone to start looking into the case, weird shit starts happening around that person. And that person quickly stops looking into the case.
Of course. Like, you can't trust anything the Clintons say or do. I'm just going to be honest about that.
Eventually, we get information from the person who was sent to the psych ward in the prison. Was interviewed again. And they are still naming the same exact person. They're saying that they were a junkie that night that was picked up by that person to go out into the woods and help look for drugs that were dropped from an airplane into the forest. This sounds really fucking weird, right?
Yes.
Clearly the person's out of their gourd. There's a reason they're in the insane asylum. And this is probably why. So we can't really take what they're saying seriously, can we?
Nope.
Nope.
Are you guys familiar with El Chapo?
Yes.
Yep.
Big drug runner, right? Or big drug kingpin, right?
Yep.
You guys remember
One of the biggest ones,
story
actually.
in the mid 90s about the one pilot that wanted to turn state's evidence against Chapo? Wore wire and then was discovered and killed?
Oh, Lord.
Do you guys remember that story?
Nah.
Adam, do you remember that story?
No, I don't think so.
I think the consensus is that no.
Let me quickly find the guy's name, because there was a pilot. Because there was a pilot that came forward to the FBI. Barry Seal was the guy's name. Barry Seal, who was a major drug smuggler for the Medellin cartel, comes forward, says, hey, for the past X number of years, I've been flying drugs for the Medellin. So he agrees to turn state's evidence, but the FBI, under the time, if I remember correctly, this was in the 80s. Sorry, it wasn't the 90s. It was in the 80s that this happened, like 86.
Oh,
So-
of course I wouldn't fucking remember it.
Barry Seal turns state's evidence. Then it's decided that they need to get more. So they're going to send Barry Seal in with body wires. And they're going to get him to get recordings of him being told to smuggle drugs into the country. So he's sent back against his will. He's protesting the entire time, saying that they will kill him if they find out. Do not send me. They will kill me. If you send me back, they're going to find out. They're going to kill me. I am a dead man if you do this. They send him back. And he dies. After they find out that he was wearing a wire. But before he died, in the information that he gave when he first turned state's evidence, it was that for more than a decade, he had been a pilot that would pick up drugs from the Medellin cartel, take off, fly into the U.S., and between crossing the U.S. border and when he landed, which is when his plane would get checked for being out of the country, he would toss a bunch of bags out into the woods. And he did this specifically over a handful of states. There was one in particular, though.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Is it just weird? Does this have the same sort of story that the cocaine bear did?
And he said that he would do this because there were already people on the ground who were going to run the drugs. And it wasn't just Joe Schmo from Idaho going out into the woods, but they had government officials all the way up the chain. So
That doesn't sound fucking terrifying.
from low-level county officials, county cops, sheriffs, shit like that, or city cops, but sheriffs, shit like that, to county officials, to he implied that it went right up to state governor. Do you guys happen to remember who the governor was?
What,
Nope.
Alabama?
A famous Alabama governor?
Yeah, Clinton.
Yeah.
Ah.
For at least part of the time that this was happening, Clinton was governor. So, by the way, I also mentioned the forensic pathologist a number of times, right?
Yes.
The forensic pathologist that kept on having these really fucking weird causes of death pronouncements.
Yes.
So in Alabama, it's an appointed position. The one that he was head medical examiner for the state. And do you want to guess who appointed him?
Clinton.
Yeah.
Of course. Why does everything fucking point to those two?
So you have the boys on the train who die under mysterious circumstances. The story that is...
So there was a guy that was also with a shotgun wound hanging from a tree.
Yep, there's that guy. He was also the one, if I remember correctly, who determined the cause of death for the guy who died from a double tap to the back of the head as self-inflicted.
Of course it is.
I don't see anything on hold on my end currently, but I'm going through StreamYard. Let me see if I can pull up this stream in YouTube as well and see if there's anything on hold on that side. But yeah, so just keeps on being a bunch of really weird links that keep on popping up. But the story that I'm not seeing anything on my end that looks like it's being held. But not only do we have that stuff, but the story that we end up getting kind of pieced together from the various people that came forward before they disappeared was that the local DA, if I remember correctly, was one of the officials, as were a number of the sheriff and deputies in the area. So it was a number of them and a bunch of strung out druggies that they used as workers went out to collect the bags from the forest after a plane had flown over, dropping bags out again.
Mysteriously.
That sounds very strange up until you know about Barry Seal. And then you're going, oh yeah, Barry Seal was doing exactly that. So perhaps that has some credence to it. As they're out doing this, a boy with a flashlight comes out and catches them in the middle of looking for the bags. And shortly after the boy with a flashlight comes out, a boy with a .22 rifle comes out. They start talking to him. Everything's okay. And then they're told to kill him. Or to kill both the kids.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Kill the kids. They put them on the train tracks. They cover them with a blue tarp. And then they continue on their way to find the drugs that were dropped.
Again, look, this is what I want. I know we're not going to get 100% justice I know
We're never gonna get it.
Some people are gonna slip through the cracks. But
I'm completely black pilled. I'm completely black pilled on this situation. I know that
I'm not black pilled yet. I'm not black pilled. I want at least 75. I want people. You don't have to give me complete and utter big names, but I want the real fucks, the real shitbags.
Those
And I know we'll never get Clinton. We'll never get Clinton. We'll never get Biden. We'll never get the Pelosi's. We'll never get those fucks. But everyone else, I want enough blood to at least make all this shit worth it.
It's not going to. I mean,
at least we got one scalp. Hold on, we at least got one big scalp, and I'm glad. I'm still pissed that they haven't scalped him yet, but still, it is what it is. Fucking Prince Andrew. Fuck that. Fuck.
Who?
Prince Andrew.
Oh, he's already stripped of his title at least.
Well, he's still technically.
He got called in for questioning, and there's a theory that he ratted on a bunch of people because
I'm hope he did.
The pictures of him after the questioning, where he's just like trying to fucking Nosferatu on a car chair.
Yeah, Prince Andrew doesn't sweat. Y'all seen that one, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem.
Hold on, I want to play it. I still want to play it because I fucking love the word. Let me rephrase that. Not that I love it. It's just that his explanation is complete and utterly fucking ridiculous. And I want to make sure this is the proper one. Hold on. I want to make sure this.
Adrenaline.
All right, this is the one. All right, hold on. This shit here. The explanation that this fucker gives.
Hang on, I will be right back. I just got to get one piece of information I don't have at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
July of this year, Epstein was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and abusing dozens of underage girls. One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was actually yes.
Oh, I didn't sweat. No, I didn't sweat at the time. Good sir.
You need to find the really good version of that, because the really good version of that then shows pictures of either that night or a very similar night of him with Virginia.
And him sweating like a fucking pig.
And him completely sweated through his clothing.
I didn't sweat.
Well, I love his explanation afterwards.
I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at, and I simply it was almost impossible for me to sweat. On that particular day that we now understand is the date, which is the 10th of March.
10th of March,
I was at home. I was with the children. I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking.
Why would you remember that so specifically?
Yeah, the very specific nature of this one. Oh, I was at home. I took a Beatrice to a Pizza Express to pizza.
Mm-hmm.
They love pizza, don't they?
Yeah, but see the issue I have with that is like the look on her face. It just says it all. The look. You have to be shitting me.
Yeah, it's
that's the. Are you kidding me? Look,
if you're going to lie to my face, please make it a better lie.
Exactly.
Hey, which would have been, I hope he gets what the fuck he deserves. But what would have been better? The word that would have been better. Look, I don't quite recall what the fuck happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He could have said anything other than I took my kids out to a birthday or a pizza party. I'm like, you guys realize we are aware of your coded language, right?
See, the smartest excuse would have been, well, I'm not sure exactly what I did on that particular day. I did check with my scheduler from the time, and I was in the UK, so I know I was here, but I have no memory of any of these events, and I don't think I was there.
I know nothing.
Yes.
Be like Butters from South Park. Well, I don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
great.
These people are raised up in a life that this wouldn't even be happening. These questions
they would
wouldn't even
never
be brought
be
up.
held accountable.
Yeah.
If they weren't pushed out, they would have lived. They would have lived without us. We would have lived without us knowing what they've been up to for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
And they would have been happy with that too.
Yep, they would because they would have been long dead.
Yeah. I just hope we get some again, just a little bit of blood, just.
Well, okay. Here's a wait. Did you all right? Is that Sanguine dropping pans?
I knocked something over.
He has to make sure that he's doing dishes so he doesn't get in trouble.
The interesting thing is, what are they going to use as distraction for this stuff? Are they going to do because
aliens?
Well, okay. Well, this
aliens.
It's either war in Iran because they already said it might start by Sunday, or aliens only because Obama brought it up in a podcast.
Trump brought it up in his first term. Biden did not. Or Obama did.
I'm just talking like recent. And then Trump brought it up recently when a reporter asked him, and he's like, well, Obama's not supposed to be releasing confidential information. He can get in a lot of trouble for doing that. But maybe I'll just release the files and get him out of trouble. Something like that. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Hillary was like, they asked me about UFOs. I think the UFO thing might be something that they would try, especially because you guys hear about the blood moon coming on the 3rd.
Is the blood moon on my birthday?
I did not hear about this.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
I did not know there was a blood moon on my birthday.
Cool.
Supposedly on the East Coast, it might turn red outside, but for everybody else, we'll be able to see a nice pinkish color on
it. So in other words, on my birthday, God has blessed me with a blood moon. On my 40th birthday at that.
Well, understand.
Normally, in order to be gifted a blood moon, you have to be female and younger.
I see what you did there.
Well, mind you, and I don't want to get.
Well,
I don't like getting.
If you know about it, if you know what I'm talking about, apparently men in California can.
Ew.
I don't want to get too biblical, but we also found out that there was an earthquake around the time of Jesus' crucifixion. So this might be a sign of more signs of the end times.
There's always.
I mean, I will go consult the ancient scrolls. As a lich, I have access. As a lich, I have access to all that shit. And it's not the end times. We haven't started. I mean, nothing. I take everything I said. I don't know anything.
Oh, you mean the war in Magog? You mean the war in Iran?
No. So it's us undead that will rise up and just start sweeping the land. We haven't done that. We're not planning on doing that anytime soon.
That's what happened when all the dead rose when Jesus came back. You guys just decided to go hang out someplace.
Pretty much, yeah. You know,
is that where that Hollow Earth bullshit came from?
Yes.
No.
we started fucking with you guys because we were bored. How Earth, the moon's an egg. We developed all those theories because we got bored and shit. And it's okay. We don't apologize.
We've already apologized for more than once.
Yeah, fuck no. I refuse to apologize. I have to deal with Nancy Pelosi being one of us. I don't want to have to deal with anybody else.
I'm doing taxes right now, so it's not that hard. I don't know why people make it such a big deal.
Why did you wait so late to do your taxes?
Because we didn't get my roommate's taxes until I couldn't find them until just now.
Shit, so. I do my taxes at the beginning of the year.
I got mine done on the 4th, so I didn't get mine until like a week at the end of the year.
Don't you got till April anyways?
Yeah, well, see, the problem is I like to give my tribute to the ancient tax gods. I like to give them my pound of flesh early, in hopes that they
keep fueling these monsters,
and hope that they will spare me their wrath. And it's been working out. I usually get money back, but still, you know.
I tend to go towards the end and get my taxes done. I'm always a delayer when it comes to that.
Nope. As soon as I get so for me, the fiscal year. So how it works, we still get 2 pays in August that count. January that count for last year, right? Mm-hmm. So technically, I don't get my W-2s until like the last week in January. That's when my W-2s officially, quote unquote, comes out, and they probably won't. By the time they mail them to me, I've already done my fucking taxes.
Damn,
not bad.
Yeah, because I can go to the government site and grab my W-2s.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know why people make such a big deal out of doing it. It's not that fucking hard. It's just like an extra 10 minutes out of your day.
And it's painful seeing money go to the government.
I go to look, no reason why I get them done really early is because if you get them done early enough, with H&R Block, it's fucking free.
Oh, damn, nice.
Yeah, like if you get them done by early week in February, the first week in February, it's fucking free.
I did not know that. I'll have to look into that.
Taxes
I've never had
would be a little bit more of a hassle for people who have like independent businesses or stuff like that. You know, if we're just doing our normal gig work, you know, it's not too bad.
Yeah, your standard W-2s. Nowadays, you really don't even have to put it. I do mine by hand, quote unquote by hand online. Like I go through line by line to do it personally. But if I wanted to, I could set up where it instantly goes to the site and grabs my W-2s and fills all that shit out.
So I go to H&R just because that way, if they ever come back and they go, hey, something was wrong about your taxes, I can go, you guys talk to H&R, not me.
Oh, you should send broke taxes, good sir. That's an HR issue, not a Sanguine issue.
Which is what I've actually had to do, because one year, the company that does my job's payment really fucked up. So they sent documents to the government that made it look like we got paid our withholding.
Okay.
So the money that they take in order to send to the government, it made it look like rather than us getting our normal payment and then them taking that money and sending it off to the government, it made it look like we got our normal payment. Then we got this secondary payment going to us without anything taken out for the government. And then the government got money taken out from the first payment. So the government saw, like, hey, why did all of your people keep 1/6 of their pay on top of their normal pay? What the fuck happened? Give us a pound of flesh. We need 1/6 of that money.
Hey, we want that a cut of that money.
Yep. We want a cut of that money, and since you didn't give it to us originally, now you have to pay additional.
Look, first we're gonna stab you. We're just gonna bleed you a little, and now we're gonna bleed you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, pay my my taxes early. By the time by the time everybody else is over there, like, holy shit, I gotta get my taxes done.
It would kind of explain why there's a whole shitload of people out shopping right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but yeah, when that happened, I went back to H&R Block with the letter from my job saying, "So we fucked up." And I went to H&R Block and I went, "So here's a document. Here's the
I hate H&R
IRS saying that I owe them money. I did my taxes with you. So here's the shit. Have fun," and walked away. And they got it sorted out for me. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I like having the added support of if something is wrong with my taxes and I got them filed by them, then I can go to them and go, "Hey, shit got fucked up. You guys talk to the IRS, fix it.
Fix this shit now.
Fix it. Poke, fix it."
Well, you can fuck that shit right now.
And that peace of mind is worth having to pay for an accountant. Now, I wish, ideal situation, we would have a tax code that was actually a fucking tax code rather than an indirect subsidy to fucking accountants.
Right?
We should have a tax code that is simple enough that no one needs to go to an accountant. Because first off, if you have a simple enough tax code, the chance that someone finds a loophole greatly decreased.
Look,
the money that people have to spend in order to get it filed greatly decreased. The number of fuck-ups greatly decreased. Everything is better with a simpler tax code.
I wouldn't mind a flat tax.
Right. Me either.
Look, because 10% of a $10 bill is $1.
Yep.
10% of 100 is 10. 10% of 1,000 is 100. 10% of 100,000 is 10,000. You can so much easier, so much fucking simpler. You know, everyone, you know what everybody's gonna pay. It's fucking flat across the board.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in favor of that. I do understand that there's certain things that, well, you might want to have tax incentives for XYZ. Okay. Make them as bare bones as we can. Find the tax incentives that actually fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
And pare it down to just those. Don't make it, well, you have 27 tax incentives and it's a game of can you find them all in order to claim them. Nah, fuck that. I want it to be everyone is able to very easily figure out, do I qualify for this or no? Mm-hmm. Like, you want to have an incentive for founding a business? Fantastic. Have an incentive for founding a business. And that's really easy to tell, because if it's business founder tax credit, then you just go, well, did I found a business? No, I don't get it. If yes, I do get it. Yay!
So I'll be right back. I have to get some more info. I gotta finish out the rest of his refund so he can get it through a direct deposit. So I need to get his direct deposit stuff.
Yep.
Be right back.
That sounds overly complex, complicated, and my head is already spinning because I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, taxes always suck. I'm in favor of at the very least, flatter tax. Maybe not an entirely flat tax, but a flatter tax where everyone pays into the system. Absolutely, I'm game for that. I can be persuaded to a flat tax. I have no problem with a flat tax, but
I want, if I'm going to do that, I want a tax where I want if you pay taxes, you get a say in our fucking system. Like you're paying into the system. Oh well, I guess you get the right to vote. Oh, you're not paying into the system? Well, you need to shut the fuck up.
That'd be nice if it was citizenship and net taxpayer.
Like if you're paying, I honestly believe like if you
get more from the system than you put into the system, then until you don't put more in than you get from, you don't vote.
Yeah, until it equalizes. Like if you say you've been on welfare for like 20 years, well, I guess you're never fucking voting again because there's no fucking way you'll be able to ever repay that. But if you're paying, if
I
at the very least,
necessarily make it so that you have to repay it. I'd make it so that if in that year you are a net contributor, congratulations, you can vote. If you're a net recipient, not your year. Because that would make it more difficult to win by I will give you more money.
Yeah.
Because by giving people more money, yeah, they might vote for you this year. But then that means that you've just made more people
unable to vote for you next year.
Vote for you the next time. So you want to vote, or you want to put forward policies that make your constituents take less and earn more.
Again, I'm tired of fucking mooches. I'm tired of fucking leeches. I'm tired of fucking thieves. I'm tired of fraudsters. I'm tired of paying for motherfucking kids that I didn't fucking help make that, but I gotta take care because your fat ass is too fucking late to get your ass up and go, either close your fucking legs, stay with one guy and have him take care of your ass. Look.
If I'm paying for your kids, I should be allowed to get the child tax credit.
Yeah, that's how I fucking feel. If I'm over there paying for your kids, yeah. And then you got the nerve to bitch about and glow. Oh, look what I bought! I got lobster, and we eating good tonight.
I did find that fucking hilarious. What was it? Florida? Was it Florida that changed their child tax credit and how it worked?
How?
One of the states, I want to say it was Florida, I could be wrong on that, changed their child tax credit so it's not the person who takes care of the child. It is the person that pays for the child gets the tax credit. So
here's something funny. A lot of these fucking Democrats, they get mad every time Trump brings up tax cuts. And they're like, it's tax cuts for the wealthy. It's tax cuts for billionaires. It's tax cuts for his kind. I'm like, when did Trump ever say that? Mm-hmm. First of all. Secondly, have you looked at a tax refund lately? They are much higher than they have been. I know mine has been.
Yeah, the thing is that it's not a tax cut for the wealthy. The way that they do this is what they do in order to say that it's a tax cut for the wealthy is they sum up the total amount of money received from the government in refunds or that they would have paid but now aren't paying. So depending on which way you're doing it. You sum up that total difference between year to year, and then you divide it by the population that you're looking at. Turns out that when you have very few people making a absolute fuck ton of money, small changes
and it's disparaged.
Yield a fuck ton of money. So they went, of the total money that is now no longer going to the government due to the tax cuts,
which pisses them off.
People that keep the greatest amount are the wealthiest people. Which, you
of course,
fewer wealthy people than you have non-wealthy people, and those wealthy people pay more into government. So it's like looking at, let's say, the four of us go to dinner, and I decide that I'm going to splurge and make it so that you guys don't have to pay as much, and we decide that I'm going to pay 200, someone's going to pay 100, someone's going to pay 50, someone's going to pay 25. And then we find out that there's a discount on our meal. So I'm going to pay slightly less. Whoever is paying 100 is going to pay slightly less. Whoever is paying 25 is going to pay slightly less. Whoever is paying 25 is going to pay slightly less. But we do it by percent, so percent of the total price, and then we just multiply each of ours by that percentage. Even though we're all changing by the same fucking percentage, it looks like me paying 200 and the guy paying 100 is getting a fuck ton more money to keep than the people paying 50 and 25. And if we then sum up the amount that I'm keeping and the amount that the 100 person's keeping versus the amount that the 25 and the 50's keeping, and we figure out what percent of the overall savings are going to me and whoever's paying 100, it's going to look like we get the majority of the money.
I think Kyle went to the bathroom before he gave us any money. I'm sure he'll be back though.
Yeah, Kyle, you come back, right, buddy? Kyle?
I think he was paying the 100. Oh, shit.
Did he skip out on that? Kyle, you bastard! You skipped out on the bill.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit done with the math in order to make it look like, oh, it's a savings for the rich, when no, their percentage isn't. They aren't getting a greater percent savings than we are. One of the things that drives me crazy is people will always try to treat like the 1950s or some previous decade like that as the golden age for taxes. Normally it's 1950s. Do you guys know the mean? Sorry, I stumbled on my words there for a moment. Do you guys know the mean effective income tax rate of the 1% from the 1950s? Why the fuck would you? I happen to. 21%. Do you guys know the mean effective income tax rate for the 1% 2025?
Fuck no.
Nope.
26%. So, mean effective now, 26. Mean effective then, 21. Which one of these numbers is higher?
26.
Yeah. Why is it that people keep on saying we need to go back to when they paid their fair share? Their number is higher. Do you know the number that did change?
What?
Overall effective tax. Do you know why the overall effective tax changed?
Less taxpayers.
No. Overall effective tax percent is how much an individual within a group pays on average.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why the overall effective tax rate changed is because we pared away a lot of sin, excess, and tariff.
Yep.
From our historical numbers.
It's like, let me in, Taco Bender.
That are considered the most flat, the most regressive are the taxes that we ended up purging. So people pay a lower percentage in taxes on average now than then because we got rid of a lot of the sin, excise, sales, and all that shit, the non-income based taxes. So 1%'s income tax increased. Their overall tax burden decreased. Why? Because we got rid of a lot of the just, if you buy X, this is the tax on it. The sin, excise, luxury, and sales. A lot of that changed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the difference is. But no one wants to bring back sin, excise, sales, and fucking.
I wish as like one of
taxes
Trump's
to previous degrees.
If Trump does this, I hope he does this next year, that during his next year's State of the Union, because I know that presidents do one every year while they're president.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I wish
when they got something to address.
Yeah, or something, or one of his presidential addresses.
No, State of the Union's typically annual.
Mm-hmm. I hope he gets rid of the income tax entirely, because that was one of his big goals.
It would be the first time in over a century.
Yeah, it would be.
And I keep hearing that that's something that, Abraham Lincoln was going to do before he was assassinated. I don't think he was.
Well, he made comments that he was going to, because in his economic policy prior to the war, he laid it out, and he was very much a right to work. Trying to remember the term that was used, because there's another term that is similar to right to work. It's right to something. Right to make, I think, is the term that was used. He had a right to make, right to work style economy.
Mm-hmm.
That was his stated approach. And then the war happened, so he went war economy. And there was a lot of things that he didn't want to do other than, oh shit, there's a war. People are trying to secede. Can't have that. Fuck you. Divided we fall, united we stand. You aren't dividing us so that we could fall. Fuck you.
There are some people who are completely adamant that Abe Lincoln was a straight up bastard before the end of his term.
Oh, he did shit that in any other context, yes, the vast majority of people would recognize as this is fucked up. Suspension of habeas corpus, for example.
He occupied Marlin State House, so he couldn't vote to succeed.
Yeah, there were a number of things that he absolutely did that, had it not been for the fact that people were trying to secede from us, would be recognized as that's fucked up.
I'm going to hit with the to be fair. What's done in war.
Yep. And that's what I was getting at. That it's the people that say that he had tyrant aspirations. No, because the only things that you can point to that would even slightly indicate that are in response to the war.
Mm-hmm.
Not things that he wanted to do, and they're things that he often lamented doing. Because again, suspension of habeas corpus, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When you're fighting total war against a secessionist power, though, it kind of makes fucking sense.
You're all right. Again, all right. So his justification made sense. If Marlin seceded, Washington would have been surrounded.
Yep.
And if they again, it would the war wouldn't have been a war. It would have been effectively over.
Yep.
And even with the war, West Virginia formed, which gave us a buffer zone slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God for that. But yeah, he did.
Yeah, there were fucked up things.
He was a wartime president.
Yeah, there were fucked up things that were done because it was war. Now, I would say that is markedly different than a lot of the fucked up things that FDR did, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Because FDR, yeah, I don't think that he would have interned the Japanese had there not been a war with Japan. That I'll freely admit. I don't think that he would have done that. Trying to take over large parts of the U.S. economy, he was trying to do that well before the war. So that I'm not
Wasn't
going to
he
go.
the gold guy?
FDR, I think that was one of the things. Let me double check. Can't remember whether it was him or right before him.
Yeah, I think it was.
Or it might have been after him. Let's see. So there were two stages. He did the first stage, which was domestically going off gold. And then going off gold entirely was later. So we had domestically going off gold in 1933, which then created a domestic dollar versus an international dollar.
And then forced everybody to turn in their gold.
Yeah. And then during in 71, which was during Nixon went...
I'm not a crook.
Well, we currently have $2, and they aren't the same dollar, because we have the domestic dollar, and then we have the international dollar. Fuck it, they're the same dollar. And he got rid of the international gold standard and went for just a single dollar. The domestic dollar became the dollar. Because, like I said, prior to that, from 1933 to 1971, there's a domestic dollar and there is an international dollar.
Okay.
They were not the same. Because the domestic dollar was a fiat currency that was no longer bound to the value of gold. And yes, Roosevelt did absolutely confiscate gold coins and bullion because he banned the private ownership of gold coins and bullion.
Sounds about right.
And then, yeah, like I said, it was 71 where we stopped having a fiat domestic and then a gold standard international, and we just went for a fiat dollar as the only dollar.
Yeah.
So you think anything crazy will happen at the what is it, the World Cup? Where are they playing that at?
Oh, did you hear how a lot of
FIFA? That's in Mexico this year, isn't it?
I thought
the
we
one
had
that they're gearing up for, and they're going, "Oh shit! The area where we're having it is currently full-blown narco war."
Oh shit! Yeah. Hey, did you see? At least recently, I saw LAX is under FAA closed down, just like New Mexico was.
Probably more drones. So just looked, and FIFA 2016 is getting jointly hosted by all the North American major powers. So there's 11 cities in the US that are host cities, 3 cities in Mexico, 2 cities in Canada.
Cool.
So it is predominantly in the US, but there's 3 cities in Mexico, and
I don't think they should go to Kanakastani. Fuck the Kanakastani.
I like how you're more concerned about that than the fact that one of the cities that it's planned for in Mexico is currently in a narco war.
Hey, we took their fucking president, so we should.
We haven't captured a Mexican El Presidente. We've only captured a Venezuelan when we.
That's right.
Yeah, the Mexican president's a lady.
You can't tell me that.
She just recently came out talking about how the weapons they were getting training in Ukraine, and they were getting, I think Ukraine, and then they were getting weapons, but they're American weapons, and people were quick to, oh, dude, that's the Fast and Furious, but it's looking more likely like it's the black market in Ukraine, and anything that we're sending them or anything that they're buying from us, it's just going straight to that. And we heard
that's about right.
Wait a minute, it gets a slight better. That bitch, you can't tell me she's not a member of the car. She's not working with the cartel.
Oh, she is 100%.
Yeah, how many deaths were in that president?
What, you mean just
like
because 37 of her opponents were assassinated in 1 year, that you think that she has cartel ties?
Look, she's got so many bodies and ghosts following her that's making the Clintons jealous.
Sanguine, all right. When I say this as a gentleman that knows death, and that bitch got enough. But she got a graveyard around her. I'm feeling slightly fucking jealous.
Crypto squeak and the tombstones quake. Here we are for a singing wake.
And I just double checked, and yeah, it is 37. I thought it was 37. I wasn't sure.
Like my personal body count is only like what 8. I'm jealous. I need to up my game.
I do have to correct myself slightly because the correct total is at least 37. When you don't even know if it is more than 37. But you know it's at least 37.
I need to up my game.
That's a bad sign.
You know it's a bad sign whenever you have almost more bodies than the Clintons.
I need to raise my kill count.
I've
by at
gone
least
on record that one of my
100
favorite things about the U.S. military and U.S. military tech is the frequent use of at least. This is not a good use of at least.
Oh, there were people who were actually upset that we use that special it's a weapon that causes like diarrhea and puking.
Oh, the infrasound.
Yeah, people were actually upset that we fucking use that. Oh no, we cause a little bit of diarrhea and shitting your pants. That's kind of
or we called you have a slight fucking headache.
Yep.
Oh no. We should use that weapon more often.
Well, it was originally designed for crowd control.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Because infrasound is just using directed sound that is then at sub-audible levels.
Mm-hmm. I just think it's funny. We really should use it more.
Well, we're only allowed to use it in certain circumstances. And I have a feeling that the next time that there's a convention going on, that might make it to the list. Because do you guys know that tear gas has actually been outlawed under international war conventions twice.
It's like, you guys realize we created international law, right?
It might be more than twice, but it's at least twice. The first time it was because they worded chemical weapons way too broadly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time was specifically tear gas. Do you guys know why it was specifically tear gas?
Why?
Because they're cowards.
Because you can use tear gas to set up a really easy fatal funnel. All you do is, the enemy's in this building, seal up all the doors except for this one.
I mean, it is a war crime using tear gas.
Hey!
That's a war crime in itself.
But yeah, it was outlawed because it's really easy to set up absolute massacres with it by creating only one means of egress and then setting up around that point before completely saturating the area with tear gas.
Tear gas.
Sorry, that's gonna make me laugh every time now. Tear has to have a lot of gas that day.
I'll just eat Mexican. I'll just eat a Mexican.
I was about to say,
eat a Mexican.
You didn't say food. I'm assuming just a person.
Yeah, I'm just eating Mexican.
Don't eat a Mexican. What's wrong with you?
One bite is never enough.
No, that's the Chinese.
No, you're hungry an hour
that'd be
later.
one bite.
One bite.
Hey, if Jeffrey Dahmer ate a Chinese kid, was he hungry an hour later?
I still think that is the most fucked up bit about Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer ate 2 kids from the same family.
Hey, he wanted
deal.
he wanted to make sure that the family stayed together.
Because he ate one, and then years later he got the other one. That one was able to escape, but he was unable to speak English properly, and he was fairly well drugged up. So police accidentally returned him to the care of Dahmer, who claimed that they were gay lovers, and his boyfriend had too much and was undergoing a psychotic episode due to drugs.
And they just let that okay.
They went, well, make sure that he's okay, and they turned him back over to him.
We just heard stories about cops who are like, oh yeah, the dog fucking ate the head of this guy. And it was a suicide.
This has been a really weird stream, and I'm here for it.
What?
This is a very dark stream.
Well, just because I'm here.
Since I've talked
it's not
about,
even had to do with you, Tier.
Since I talked about one pathologist that gave really fucked up official autopsies, the other one that really pisses me off is the Jeffrey Epstein autopsy.
Yeah.
Because they ruled that it was self-inflicted when they found breaks that cannot happen in the way that they said that the breaks occurred. And it's not like it would be really difficult. No, it cannot happen in the way that they said.
I'm just gonna put it to you like this. Hopefully the motherfucker's dead. Hopefully.
I just thought of something.
I don't care how
really fucked up and dark, but it would have been
like this stream hasn't been that like this stream hasn't been fucked up and dark.
Look, like I said, hopefully he's still dead.
Really
fucked
up and dark thing is if Epstein was still alive, Tears playing a game, and he just gets called gamer word by fucking Epstein.
Goddamn black person.
No, Tyr would not actually be in front of Jeffrey Epstein because apparently Jeffrey Epstein hates black people. Because did you see some of the fucking photos that are in his house?
That's why he would call him a gamer word.
I'd call him a gamer word. God damn it!
Well, think about it. Like he's got that because he's got that one like statue or something of this young black girl hanging from his fucking foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's the first thing you see when you walk into his house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
It could have been even more fucked up. It could have been the poor girl that was a victim of Albert Fish.
Who?
Ooh.
Albert
the most
Fish
prolific fucking.
Well, he's not the most
cannibal
prolific.
of our time.
He was a cannibal that became extremely famous, but he didn't consume that many people. We have confirmation that he consumed at least one small black girl.
He was born in 1870 and died in 1936 in the Sing Sing Correctional Facility.
Yep, he was known as the Werewolf of Wisteria.
I got to make the joke. Not personal, but I got to make it.
Did she taste like chicken?
He liked the dark meat.
And the answer to that is no. He cooked her like veal.
Well, technically she is young.
We know this because he did probably one of the most fucked up things that a child cannibal could do. He wrote a letter to the family.
Sanguine. I wasn't aware that there was a cookbook on how to cook children for cannibalism.
He sent the recipe to her family tier.
Oh, well, hold on.
That is next level trolling.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now, I like Mexican food. I like Mexicans just like man. I like to put them in tacos. He should have French fried her. Like chicken.
That I guess you could say that was a little bit of a soul food recipe.
He should have had it with collard greens. You can't have dark meat without collard greens.
This is the darkest episode yet.
I need to go back in time and talk to him.
Hey, come here, boy. I'm gonna me some dark meat today.
God damn it, Sanguine.
Like I said, really fucked up. He wrote letters to the family. Including the recipe that he used.
Damn, man. Damn.
That is... How horrifically fucked do you have to be to not just eat a person's daughter, but then
said that's a next level troll.
Yeah.
Here's how I cooked her. I cooked her like veal. These were the side dishes.
Spicy with okra. Hey, I do like a little bit of fried okra, damn it.
I'm just saying. If you when you have an Italian, you have to have it with spaghetti. When you have a Greek, you have to put them in a gyro. When you eat a black person, you got to put them in soul food. They got to be in collard greens. Got to cook like pig's feet.
And monkey brain with dinner.
If I'm gonna eat an Englishman, I got to put them in a mincemeat pie.
Hey, if he had collard greens and monkey bread, he's a real nigga.
Minions.
Monkey's brains, while popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often served in Washington, D.C.
He was also from New York, so that makes it better.
Look, all right, hold on. If you eat a Frenchman, you gotta have him with a baguette. There you go.
We could do
You,
all
you,
races.
you got to eat them with a croissant.
I think this is a sign that we should probably go around the horn. What do you got?
No! I want to talk about more cannibalism.
This is just hilarious. I'm
Well,
sorry,
how
the
much
jokes
do
that
you
can
know
make.
about Rantu Udre Udre?
I know very little about Rattray Udre Udre.
Most prolific cannibal of the 20th century. He was confirmed to have consumed more than 300 people.
Spittlebug, full English has a new meaning now. Yeah, you go, you know, eating with a full English breakfast. You got your Englishman, got your little tomato slicers, you got your baked beans, got your eggs, got your coffee, got your orange juice. Come, do I gotta cook it?
Wow, there have been ever since the data from 2020, there have been 3,600 documented serial killers. Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot more than I thought.
So he is confirmed to have eaten over 300 people. The believed number is around 872.
Wow.
I don't believe it was that. I don't believe it's that high. I think it's around the 100 to 200 mark. Because after a while, you kind of eating a person's gonna get boring after a bit. You gotta understand that.
He was a Fijian war chief from a cannibalistic tribe.
I'm pretty sure he ate all of people. He ate all of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you get addicted to it after a while.
And then
going
he
back
becomes
to
a
the
Wendigo
thing, there's a lot of talk of jerky. And you got to get a good supply of jerky. So I can only assume that it's one of those things where they get addicted.
He had some human jerky. It had to be peppered and teriyaki and lemon pepper. He just had a season.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put it to you like this. I'd rather eat my Mexican in a burrito. So if so Adam, if I ever start looking at you funny,
Full English has a new meaning now.
I color you retarded because I'm not Mexican.
Oh, good, thank you. You know, I'm partial to Mexican food, so you're fine. You'll live. Okay.
Hey, you don't mess with me around over here. I'm not good cooked.
But if I ever start looking at you funny though, it's not personal.
Come on, man. You're talking about all this cannibalism stuff. That's not cool for me around.
Oh God, I hate MotZ.
Hey, I hate you too. Me too.
No, of all the characters in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I literally hate MotZ.
What did I do?
A lot.
Yeah, screw you, man. I try to do what I can to help everybody. I just did screw over and that's just happens. Okay.
I hated MotZ.
Is it bad that I can actually do the voice pretty well?
Yeah.
God, yeah.
No,
let's close up the shop, man.
Yep.
Guys getting hungry.
2 hours of cannibalism talk. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Party words. If you're passionate about Sanguine, devour him. Don't let Sanguine devour you. And always cook him with a light butter sauce and a strong stout.
If I hunger, you have no choice in the matter, and I get to decide how I consume you.
Don't ever go vegan. Vegans are a little bit gamey.
3D printed.
3D printed. 3D printed beef.
To quote James Colley, don't be gay with your eating of the cannibals.
Did
The fact that the gay cannibal burned the dude's dick is still fucking messed up and funny.
Oh, this is just showing my dark side that comes out every once in a while. And I love it.
So, Adam, do you have parting words?
Yeah. Still, I gotta figure out an anti-Valentine's movie for tomorrow. We're gonna watch that with Quiz and Angela. So
Yay.
and I'll catch you out there.
Aren't there several Valentine's Day
Did you say yay or
murder
gay?
movies?
Yay. Oh, I wanna promote on Never Watch Alone this Sunday. We are going to have a spotlight. We're going to be watching 1408.
Nice. And since we talked about a shit ton of crimes today, mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. And with that,
And I'm going to be streaming Devil May Cry 3 tomorrow on my channel.
nice. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is
Good
closed.
night, little bottle.
See ya.
Good night.
And now I click back over here, and I click this, but it takes a second, so suck